Ninja Monkey. Hey everybody, Coach Tony with Ninja Monkey Gym, where you swing like a monkey and flip like a ninja. Today we're talking about shoulder rolls. This is an absolute staple inside of any ninja class. There's a whole lot of different ways to actually accomplish a shoulder roll. Today we're going to talk about 3 of them. We're going to talk about the classic martial arts shoulder roll, sometimes called the Aikido roll. We're going to talk about the PK roll, which you see a lot in parkour and free running. And then we're going to talk about an advanced judo or break fall roll. Check it out. Okay, we're starting with our classic shoulder roll, martial arts forward roll. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that they have rounded back. So what we call it in Ninja Monkeys, we call it turtle back shape. So they're putting on a turtle shell or a backpack, and we'll have them look at their monkeys. So we'll have them sit down, put on their backpack or their turtle shell, look at their monkey, and just rock. Now the more round they are, the better they roll. They want to make sure they're not having anything flat, because otherwise they're going to stop and they're going to thump like that. So we want to make sure that they have that nice rocking shape. The next thing we want to talk about is a figure 4 shape with their legs. When their feet are up, it should be an upside down 4. So as we practice this, we actually have them tuck one foot underneath. We have them put their hands in front of them, and they're going to do that same rocking shape, but they're going to come up onto this knee. So they're going to rock back, come up onto their knee. Hands in front of them, not grabbing anything, sitting down, rock back, and come up to their knee. The next step is we're actually going to have them start from standing. When they go from standing, they're going to, like a passe, almost like a passe here, they're going to actually cross their foot, make their figure 4 before they go down. So they're going to transfer weight onto their front foot, figure 4 down, rock back, and then rock back up. Trying as hard as they can not to put their hands on the ground, coming all the way up to standing, their fighting stance. They sit, rock back up forward. They can do it, if you look at it from the corner, you can see there is a shift here where they're leaning forward. If they can stop at any point, oh man, you know that they've got the strength and the nice body shape to make sure that they're going to have a nice cushion to this exercise. Now we're going to talk about good hand placement and shoulder placement on the ground. There's a couple different ways to do this. First, we're going to start with a kneeling stance where we do a triangle pose. We make a nice triangle with our hands and our feet, and then we take our lead hand, always the same hand as the same foot, so we never want to be crossing our body. We want whatever our lead leg is, that's going to be the same shoulder that we go to put on the ground. We make a nice triangle here, and then as our knee comes off the ground, we reach back for our back foot. And that's what's going to get our shoulder on the ground, the correct shoulder. Reaching back, and then we're leaning forward into our nice roll. We can do that same exercise with a mat. One foot on, one hand down, reaching through for our back foot to get that shoulder on. The other way to do this is like an Aikido roll. I love this version where you've got the same concept. You've got one foot up, one foot down, and you take this lead hand and you actually take it, turn your fingers back towards where you came from, and then the other hand plays a supporting roll next to it. Now, the reason I like this so much is because you can see, as I turn my fingers back, I'm going to expose that really big muscle right behind my deltoid, and that's what's going to be making contact. This second hand plays a really key role in a good shoulder roll. It can go in a lot of different places. It can go over in this direction. Really what it's there for is to break your fall in a very gentle way. This is the roll that's going to give you the ability to dive, because the 2 hands are there to really catch that fall. Let's move on. Let's talk about a PK roll. The goal of a PK roll is very different than a shoulder roll. A shoulder roll is actually a little bit more open, and it's encouraging dives and evades like that. A PK roll is all about getting small, compressing, absorbing energy, and then rolling for safety. So when we do a PK roll, instead of having this nice open body shape, we're actually going to focus on getting small, getting our hands close to our body, and protecting ourselves before coming up. So it's all about that compression. Where you really see it is when you take it from a height And it's all about the absorption into the roll, transferring that energy from the momentum and from gravity and dispersing it inside of my roll. So I'm gonna land, I'm gonna get really soft, I'm gonna absorb, I'm gonna get small, and I'm gonna use my hands to kind of guide me in the direction that I wanna go. I absorb, get small, and around. You can see it's a very different type of shoulder roll. PK rolls can actually be sideways, they can be shoulder rolls where you compress and you come this way, because it's really all about getting small and then getting soft through the roll. There's another element inside of PK rolls that are a little bit different. That is, sometimes you want to do a PK roll through stride. So instead of coming up in figure 4, you're actually going to go heel toe on both feet. It looks like this. It's kind of tricky, especially for beginners. They come down, so they have that stride position so they can continue through in their free running or parkour exercises. The last one is the most advanced kind of shoulder roll. It's a judo roll or a break fall roll. This starts with really good break fall technique, which the best way to practice this is to shoot your hips up in like a candlestick shape and then come down, smack the ground nice and hard, keeping this heel off the ground, keeping this knee bent, and curling that foot up so that you're only hitting meat on the ground. So it looks a little bit like this. So it's up, boom. We're dispersing energy by smacking the ground nice and hard. You would actually see this in a lot of the flips and tosses inside of judo, where they're practicing how do I hit the mat nice and hard in a good solid shape. Making that same shape. Heel is up, smacking the ground, only meat. What they do in judo is they create a shoulder cage. Boom, I love this. It's kind of challenging to teach to littles, but you take your cage and you're gonna really point that down, make that nice and firm, and then you're actually gonna take your shoulder break fall up to standing. So it looks like this. So those are 3 different versions of the shoulder roll. The most important part of any shoulder roll is that it travels from your top shoulder all the way down to your hip in a nice diagonal shape, making sure that it really makes contact with muscles instead of bones. That's how we do our shoulder rolls at Ninja Monkey Gym. Would love to hear how you do yours at your gym.
Thanks for watching. Check us out at Ninja Monkey Gym on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.